morning everyone. I'm Joanne and I'm back here to give you some other cooking tips today. How's everybody? How has the circuit breaker been? Hope you're having fun with all the different programs that we have. Okay, today we are going to be cooking mee sua kueh. Right here there is a sample here of a done up mee sua kueh.
Am I have to hold it?
Okay, so what we are going to do today is, here are the ingredients. It's very simple ingredients. I have my little helper again today, Cassidy, that is helping me film, and I have instructed her not to be too fidgety today. Okay, we have mee sua. Okay, we have our garlic and shallots. We also have some dried shrimps. We have mushrooms, dried mushrooms, cut in different shredded mushrooms. We have also shredded carrots. Stop, Cassidy. What is it front facing?
Yeah, it's supposed to face you.
No, it was facing you.
Yeah, I accidentally pressed the button.
Okay, sorry. So let's
by
start again.
mistake.
Okay. So anyway, let me just repeat in case you didn't see the ingredients. I have garlic and shallots. I have mushrooms, which are shredded, dried mushrooms. I have dried shrimps. And all these I have to soak in water first before we start. And I have some shredded carrots as well. Okay, and let me just heat up the pan and then grease the pan and we can start frying. It's very simple and very easy to do. Okay, this is mee sua kueh. You can actually heat it up for breakfast, for your snacks. If not, if you are too lazy to wait for it, then you can actually fry it up and eat it like a plate of fried mee sua for lunch today. Okay, so let me just heat up the pan first. Okay, and then once the pan is heated up, what I need to do is I put in my garlic and my shallots and have it cook to golden brown. Okay, so I'm stir frying my shallots and my garlic. Okay. And then what I would do once it's fried, okay, I would actually put in my shrimp to give it more fragrance first. So I'll fry my shrimp first. Let me make the fire a little bigger. Okay, so you can hear the sizzling sound on the wok. Okay, let me just let it fry a little bit more. And then I'll put in my mushrooms as well. And then I'll stir fry it a little more. And also my carrots. So you can smell it's very fragrant. Sometimes it's like making carrot cakes as well, if you're familiar. Okay, just give me a minute. I'm going to take my minced pork. Okay, so what I have is also I have my minced pork that I will be putting it in. Okay, all this I'll put up the recipe shortly on the Facebook group. Okay, so I'll fry in some pork and stir fry it till the pork is cooked before I put in my chicken stock. Okay, then just put a bit of water. So once the pork is almost cooked, just add in a bit of seasoning, be it soya sauce, fish sauce. The prawns the dried shrimps has already given you a bit of saltiness, so if you don't like it to be too salty, you can eliminate that because mushrooms and prawns the dried shrimp has natural salt content. But if not, then you can put in a bit of fish oil, fish sauce or soya sauce. Okay, once the meat is cooked, then we pour in chicken stock and let it simmer. So we put in the chicken stock and let it simmer for a while. Okay, once the stock is boiling, because these are chilled stock, so I'm using the instant chicken stock. You can make your own, but that's a lot of work, so I'm just using the instant stock today. Okay, I'll let it simmer for a while. And then what I do is that I'll put in my mee sua. Okay, so generally each time I do, I'll use one box, but for today's demo, I'm just going to use half a box of mee sua. Okay, so once you see that it's boiling, just put in your mee sua. Okay, and then just continue to stir it so that the mee sua soak in the broth. Okay, you do not have to soak the mee sua. Some people like to do that, but I find that it's harder to handle when the mee sua is soggy. So when it's dry, okay, we can just stir fry it a lot easier, and then it will also soak up the broth. Okay, if you would like to add in more seasoning, you may, like salt and pepper. Okay, in my case, I'm just good with just a bit of fish sauce in my chicken stock. Okay, so I'll just let it cook for a while until the mee sua is soft, and then mix in the ingredients as well. Okay, so once it's done, okay, you can actually serve this right as a noodle dish for lunch. Okay, if not, okay, we will just make it into a mee sua kueh. It's actually very simple. The ingredients are very simple and the steps are very simple. Okay, so once we fry it, if you find that it's a little bit too dry, add in a bit of water. You just mix it evenly so that make sure that the noodles are evenly sauteed with the toppings. And then what you do is that once it's done, you can put it in an aluminium tray, you can put it in a baking tray depending on what you have at home. And I'm going to put this into a tray. So I just need to transfer this. Okay, you can grease the pan, the tray first beforehand, and then I'm just going to put this in. once you have put in the misua into the tray, okay, just make sure that you have evenly spread it out so it becomes very rectangular, and then you can cut it into cubes or rectangles later on. Okay, so my preference is always to have this done the night before, and then I'll put it in the fridge overnight so that it gets more solidified before I cook. I pan fry it for my kids. Okay, so I'm going to take this pot away first. Okay, so here I have, so this is my tray of the misua. So I'm just going to spread it evenly, and then I'll cling wrap it, and then I'll put it in the fridge, and then I can put it in the fridge for about 1 to 3 days. Okay, and whenever I need it, I'll pan fry it and eat it. So it's a very good breakfast snack, like a dim sum snack, dim sum for breakfast, or you can just eat it as and when you want it. Okay, so I just need to spread it evenly. Okay. Okay, then what I do is I let it cool down first before I cling wrap and put it in the fridge. Okay, so this is how you create the misua kueh. Okay, so I have already pre-done one up last night. So this is the finished product when you have left it in the fridge overnight. You can see that it will be solidified. So it's easy for you to cut into cubes, into rectangles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut and show you how I pan fry it and how I serve this. So I'll just cut it. Okay, I like to cut it in rectangles. Okay, I'll half it. Okay, and then let me get another pan, and then we will do some pan fry. Okay, I'll put some oil in it. Just a little bit of oil. And then what I do is, I have a beaten egg that I will actually coat the misua with the egg first before I put it into the pan fry. Okay, this dish is quite a traditional dish, and a lot of people might not be able to find it in the dim sum shops and all this. The only one that I know is one of the dim sum shops in Jalan Besar that still serves it. But this is my favorite, and it's really easy to eat and it's very filling. Okay, so once I have the pan heated up, I'm going to coat this in with egg. Okay, and then I'll pan fry it till it turns golden brown. Okay, there's no limits to what type of ingredients you want to put in the misua. It's up to your imagination. Okay, so I'll pan fry it. Okay, this pan is really tiny. Okay, typically I'll use another pan. I'll use my non-stick, but it's not induction, so I can't use it on this cooker. Okay, so I'll let it pan fry for a while. Okay, so just pan fry until it's golden brown so it's a bit crispy. Are you hungry yet? It's almost lunchtime, right? What are you doing for lunch? Okay, this might be my kids' lunch for today as well. Or they actually had it for breakfast this morning. Okay, once it's done, okay, you can actually serve it. If you have made too much and then you can't finish in about 3 days, you can just pop it in the freezer first and then take it out and fry it as and when you want it, so you can store it longer in the freezer. Okay, so once it's done and crispy, you serve it. Okay, you plate it. And then sometimes I like to put the scallop sauce, but today I'm just going to do some dry scallops on it. And then I'm going to also put some fried onions, pre-fried onions on it. And then we are good to serve. So I like to have it with sweet duck sauce. You can also have it with the crispy prawn chili sauce or just any of the dim sum chili. Hope you enjoyed this dish. So once again, this is the mee sua kueh. Okay, and hope you have a nice afternoon and continue to enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, I will see you again next week. Ciao.